She promised a revolution that could save millions of lives. With one drop of blood, she said, doctors could test for hundreds of diseases. But inside her billion-dollar company, the machines were lying, and so was she. This is the true story of Elizabeth Holmes, the youngest self-made female billionaire who built her empire on a single, perfect illusion. In 2003, a 19-year-old Stanford dropout named Elizabeth Holmes announced she would change medicine forever. Her startup, Theranos, promised lab testing so simple it could fit in a small cartridge. Investors compared her to Steve Jobs. She dressed like him, spoke like him, and learned to make people believe. Behind every pitch was that single word: revolutionary. Holmes wasn't just selling tech. She was selling certainty. When boardrooms hesitated, she'd lower her voice and say, "Do you want to be part of the future or a part of the past?" And billionaires followed. Rupert Murdoch, Henry Kissinger, even General Mattis joined her board. By 2014, Theranos was valued at $9 billion. But inside the labs, scientists whispered the same word: it doesn't work. The machine, called Edison, produced wildly inconsistent results. Blood samples had to be secretly retested on commercial analyzers from competitors, out of sight from investors and regulators. Holmes built walls around truth. Employees were forbidden to discuss experiments across teams. Glass doors, armed guards, NDAs everywhere. Even the chief scientist couldn't see the full data. But she kept smiling on magazine covers, declaring, "We're doing nothing less than ending disease." It wasn't a company anymore. It was a theater, and she was the lead actor. In 2015, the Wall Street Journal sent reporter John Carreyrou chasing rumors. He found former employees willing to talk, quietly, off-record, terrified. Carreyrou's expose revealed what Holmes denied for years. Theranos tests were unreliable, inaccurate, and sometimes dangerous. Hospitals have been making decisions on false results. Within months, the FDA, SEC, and Justice Department closed in. Partnerships collapsed overnight. Holmes still stood on stage, repeating the same lines, voice calm, eyes unblinking, as if conviction alone could alter reality. In 2018, Theranos dissolved. Holmes was charged with wire fraud and conspiracy. In 2022, she was sentenced to over 11 years in prison. Investors lost hundreds of millions. But the deeper loss was trust in visionaries, in innovation, in the idea that fake it till you make it could build a better world. Experts say Holmes's genius wasn't technical, it was psychological. She understood that certainty is more powerful than truth. She weaponized charisma and fear of missing out. Theranos was never just a lab company. It was a belief system that people needed to be real. In the end, Elizabeth Holmes taught Silicon Valley its most expensive lesson. In the race to change the world, faith without evidence is the most dangerous invention of all. This is Fraudify, where we unmask the world's biggest scams. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe to Fraudify for more.